Alrighty. Hello again. This is Trice Majestus, and we're back in Elite Dangerous Odyssey. So, got just tonight and tomorrow night we should be back in the bubble, and then we'll be on to doing whatever comes next. Hey, Shane. Alright, let's get together with the rest of the gang and get things rolling. Hey, guys.
Hi, Trice.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. We also have Shane in the stream chat.
Hello, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Hello.
How is everyone doing this fine evening?
Okay.
Here.
Ow. Okay.
Here.
Slight praise.
Here.
Present accounted for, teacher.
Yeah. Don't ask for much more than that. You're okay.
I see. Was it a lovely day in the garden then?
No, it's just all this Thargoid hunting. I mean, even though it's just a game, I mean, the constant moving and mental, it's kind of like being inside a wash machine.
Okay.
She got ganged up on by
Galaxy
3
map.
interceptors earlier.
Yeah.
So that probably took the wind out of her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Galaxy map.
playing Mario Karts with a Basilisk, a Medusa, and a Hydra, waiting for Cam to come back.
Okay.
And I made 4 trips. I mean, I was going out 55 away from the capital ship, way out there, and they were still following me. And I had to make a big loop around to stay away from him and come back to the capital ship. I did that 4 times, waiting on him to get back out there to me.
Wow.
And then I stopped to take a breath once he got there and started hitting him, and the Medusa hit me in the side, and the Hydra hit me in the ass end, and I went poof.
Oops.
So, yeah. I said, well, I held the instance for you. Now it's up to you to take care of them. Be right back. Coffee.
Sounds like you need it.
Funny, Trace. I finally get out of range of the path that someone else was on.
Yep.
Over here. Right before I was about ready to go back to the bubble. Whole time I'm like lucky to get 1 system every 3 jumps. And now every system I'm getting is it's undiscovered. It's small, but still.
Well.
There's something, and I just got 3 terraformables out of a 4-planet system.
Well, can't sneeze at that, now can you?
Yeah. Might be small, but damn. That's a small one.
Well, stop complaining!
But I do swear, by the time we get done with this, we're going to have to invest in some Valiant, because poor old James, he hyperventilates.
Fuel scoping.
I will say he's getting better, though. He's not. At least now he can talk and doesn't get breathless when he's fighting him.
Galaxy map?
Here's the galaxy map, Commander.
see if I can get a better number of jumps from here. $129. There we go.
That's not much.
I made one jump, but I went from 138 to 129. Better pathing. All right.
Frameshift
Back
drive
here,
charging.
small.
Doesn't take much to throw you off the, you know, when you're taking the Neutron Star Highway, it doesn't take much to throw you off on routes with this plotter.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, there's one thing about it with all the Guardian artifacts that Salvation is getting. Either one or two things are going to happen. Either he's going to destroy, well, no, three things, I guess. Either he's going to destroy the whole population of the Thargoid community, or he's going to destroy himself, or he's going to destroy Thargoids and humans and himself. I just don't see how he's packing that much Guardian shit on that base, and it hasn't blowed up.
Warning.
That's
Frameshift
a
drive
lot of power
operating
to have in
beyond
a
safety
small
limits.
area.
Frameshift drive supercharged.
Especially we're guessing a lot of them have its power source. They probably he's asking for like power
Frameshift
cells
drive
and stuff too,
charging.
right?
Nope, just the artifacts.
Okay.
Orbs, caskets, tablets.
He'll end up
Ancient
he'll end up
keys.
destroying himself. Watch it. Mad scientists always are their own downfall.
He's been around for 200 years, so. Or longer.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged.
But they keep hinting there is Thargoids that are good, mild, timid little creatures.
Frameshift drive charging.
And then there is some badass Thargoids, which are not, they're just related by appearances only, but everything else is different. And I'm like, I sure hope we're picking on the bad ones, because if we're not,
Guessing you are.
No
They're
way to
pretty
know.
aggressive.
well, there's something about, there's a difference in them, but you have to see them in person. Something about their thorax is different.
Fuel scooping.
But I'm sitting here and I think, well, the last thing we want to do is be caught between the good Thargoids and the bad Thargoids.
Yeah. It's in the both of it's not a
Warning.
good
Temperature critical.
Yeah.
Because see, when I jump into this system, HIP system, I'm always getting hyper energetic. But I can scan them and get their weight, but they never bother me, never blow me up. But I ain't carrying anything either. But if you jump into HIP system and you jump into a signal source or whatever, you don't more and get your into the instance, and they're trying to take you out. And I'm like,
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
but if he keeps gathering all this shit. God, there's no telling.
Maybe he's built in a guardian base out with it all
4, 3,
instead of just a primary hub.
It's a Thargoid structure site.
Might be making some kind of hybrid thing with it.
Well, he does like to experiment on humans, so he's the one that was in the research of D2. So he does have a checkered past.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a bounty on his head.
They tried.
V6. Okay.
warning. Frameshift drive
But when he's the only one that seems to be able to push the Thargoids back out into
Right.
the black,
Yep.
It's hard to make it stick.
That's all deniability. Yep.
well, no, and people, you know, but what people don't realize is Cornstar, he put Thargoid sensors and Guardian artifacts in there and baited the Thargoids in.
4,
So how many people died just so he could
Yep. Although I would like to think he picked a system that wasn't heavily populated, but considering what kind of person he is, you can't rule it out.
fuel scooping.
Although I think they're mean and dark.
population 353.7 million people in Cornstar.
Damn, that many?
He don't give a shit.
Not large, but large enough. Gee.
More than the population of the United States.
Temperature critical.
Yep.
Fuel scooping complete.
By a hair, but still. That's a lot of people.
Frameshift drive charging.
Truck it
Yeah.
before I forget.
2,
Hopefully this weekend, it depends on if we get a CG tomorrow or not, but this weekend, I've got a Thargoid heart, and Cam has the 10 metal alloys for your Thargoid bubble heads. We know you took out an interceptor. The heart was laying there, and you could have scooped it out.
system scan
So
complete.
you've earned your bubble.
Have
Well, I
a
didn't have
heart.
any corrosive.
Huh?
Warning. Frameshift drive operating.
I didn't have a corrosive cargo rack. That was the problem.
Well, I know.
Supercharged.
Massive. You killed them.
Yeah. And what were you saying, Trace?
I said have a heart.
Oh,
Frameshift drive charging.
I just want to get it out of my cargo so I don't do something with it. Or you can take one of his hearts. He has 3 or 4, I think he said, but he has like 40 metal alloys. So you don't have to go farm him if you don't want to. But wait till we get out of here because
Hmm.
you gotta go to the broker in order to get it.
Yeah, good luck, crowd.
So we need to get you close to Guardian broker as we possibly can before we turn you loose with it.
You mean human tech broker?
Fuel
Alright.
scooping complete.
I can't remember if it's human or
Yeah,
Guardian.
yeah, human tech brokers handles the dark stuff.
Frameshift drive charging.
Because it's a
Yeah, but-
hybrid.
Where we was down at Soul Song, the next system over had a technology broker and it wasn't a big problem. Done.
System scan complete.
it's time to see my gargoyle hearts out there.
No, I quit looking just because I didn't have any corrosive, and I kept forgetting to go back to your carrier to put one on, so I was just
Yeah.
like, well, the hell with it.
Yeah. Well, Cam, we were played in there, I don't know, for 45 minutes after we killed one, and he seen the heart out there, and so what does he do? He goes out there and scoots it up, right? And I said, you just put a very big
Right.
target on your ass. Well, when the next interceptor comes in, it scans us all. Well, guess who he goes after?
The heat off you.
The guy who has the heart.
Yep.
And he got
Hell, I
blowed
know,
up.
I
And went,
knocked off a couple of hearts.
yeah, and he got blowed up and went back to the station. And believe it or not, he still had the heart in his cargo.
Huh. Persistent little bugger.
Wow.
I do
Okay.
believe that's. Let me rephrase that. I do believe that's what happened because he blew up after he picked up the heart, I believe. And when he was going to go back to his carrier, he's like, "Oh shit, I can't get rid of this heart. I'm not going to jump." And so he sold it there for 100,000.
That's not much considering what you have to do to get to hearts.
Barely buys a, doesn't even buy a rebuy, does it?
About 8,900,000 short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's my rebuy. His rebuy is 34 million because he came out in the cutter.
Cutter. Oh my lord.
And that is the worthless piece of shit to bring out here. He loses his canopy more than some people change his clothes.
Fuel skipping.
Even the killing interceptors isn't worth the effort in that thing. I mean, one kill. If he buys, has to rebuy once, it ruins all the time he spent.
Well, unless he kills a Medusa, that's 60 million, or not 60, 40 million. And if he kills a Hydra, it's 60 million. So, but if you kill a Cyclops and a Basilisk, that's 32 million.
The risk is way too high.
Well, it's not that good. I mean, that's
Back into
the crate is 9 million, and you can stay in there longer.
and you only have to kill a Cyclops to earn the buyback.
Well, it's a million short, but yeah.
Yeah.
And there will be buybacks.
Yeah.
Come on down, Philip. The water is fine. Yeah. You've been saying that for the last 3 days.
No. Yesterday it started coming back, so we're on the second day.
4, 3, 2,
Where are you going? Go.
Out of that site.
Oh, okay. I can't tell you what planet it is. I've been looking.
That's fine, I'll find it.
Hopefully it's not
I'm
one
sure
of
it'll
the
probably be
200,000.
marked anyway.
Yeah.
Well, if it is, I actually put a Super Cruise assist on, so.
frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, fuel scooping.
Hey, Philip.
Okay, planet is B1.
What?
Never mind. I don't need to piss you off.
Okay. Thanks for the charity
Fuel
of
scooping
hope.
complete.
Well, I could tell you this about this large system that I just
Oh,
ran through.
God. At least scan it, Jesus. Show
No,
me
I'd be
that
here all night. It's 54 planets.
Christ.
Frameshift drive
Bastard.
charging.
And I just
Truck
found
it.
9. 9. Not even in the double digits. Oh yeah, and by the way, one of those is the start, so it's really only 8.
Well, there's nothing really good. I mean, it's just, it's rocky bodies, a few ices, and some gas giants. So, I mean, it's not a great system. It's just
Frameshift
big.
drive charging.
Yeah. Any bio? Potential bio?
I have
wait,
no
you
idea.
didn't have that.
I just looked at what the FSS told me, and it's just like, okay, those are gas giants, those are icy, yeah, whatever.
4, 3, 2,
Hey, Cody, the planet is B1.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm sorry. I thought you heard me answer you.
No.
Appreciate it.
I can't even remember the last time I found something over 50.
Go
God, I
wrong
found-
places.
Yeah. I found lots of 30s last night on the way back.
I found a 38 like last week.
fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, system scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Warning. Temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Warning. Temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
Well, it don't look like we'll be going in open. Too many anchors.
Frameshift drive charging.
Not that far out.
Frameshift drive
It's
charging.
gonna take me 108 jumps just to get to my nearest bookmark. And my nearest bookmark is that crystal site I found. So it's not even inside the bubble.
3, 2,
I'm only 110 jumps from Lynn's carrier.
I had no idea it was this far out. Second. Oh.
Are you scared of the Thargoids there, Philip?
No. I wanted to explore past a spot I was beginning to explore a few weeks earlier. And this whole Thargoid megaship thing wasn't the thing when I set out here.
Yeah, it was.
fuel
2
scooping
weeks
complete.
ago?
Yeah.
Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
On my carriers.
4, 3, 2,
Just under 10,000 light years, so yeah, pretty far. At least it allowed me to plot a course for this ribbon. It's the first time it let me do it.
frameshift drive charging.
A jumping bee will go. A jumping bee will go. Got to go a lot of distance. A jumping bee will go.
19, but already discovered, so jump.
Fuel scooping.
18. This one's 28. Although the last one was only 9.
Warning, temperature critical.
Are they undiscovered though? Because you're on a heavily traveled route, aren't you?
No, I'm not. This is a direct beeline back from my carrier.
Oh, okay, so it's not from Colonia to Columbus.
Nope. Ooh, we
Okay.
got a little warm in here. A slight bit crispy.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Got away from the star with 99% heat.
Got a bit crispy, huh?
Oh. System map.
98% inside a diamond bag? Yikes.
Yeah, this 28 is completely undiscovered. I've got the stars now. But that's it.
Drive charging.
I just found the 28 myself.
Three.
But it looks like it's especially bad. My head. Like 3 gas giants, no ice balls.
Fuel scooping.
Much there be like 50 bios or something in here. Yeah, that would be my
Nah. It's all ice balls. You're gonna have like, you know,
one bio
one to
per.
yeah, 1 to 2 bios per. And
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, Frameshift drive charging.
I didn't have to stop.
going through a series of red and brown dwarfs right now, so there's not much of value here.
Four, three, two,
Although at least the red ones are scoopable.
Oh yeah.
Night vision.
Are you
Wake
there
up.
yet?
Nah, a couple away.
fuel scooping.
Night
Okay.
vision.
Oh, somebody's been on this one.
Warning, temperature critical.
Most of these aren't even landable.
Fuel scooping complete.
5 landables out of
Frameshift drive charging.
3 bios?
Four, three, two,
If interested. No. The reason I'm with my I need to get going. I'm kind of interested in what's the third one because it's not every day it's more than 2. I did find one that had
What?
5. A nice one with 5.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ice balls don't tend to have a ton of bios.
Well, it's I mean, Lynn was talking about, you know, 3 to 5 systems in a row back when she was doing that, where there were somewhere between 6 and 8 on planets.
The bubble is like
Not even the bubble.
I swear.
Do you understand that each region has the same thing? Do you understand that? Do you have the educational proof to understand that every region has the same biome?
That's not true.
Okay.
Pretty
That
much it is.
definitely not true.
Pretty much
Yes,
it
it is
is.
true. The only
Look at the
problem is
codex.
you may not find one in one
Look at
region
the
because
codex.
that hasn't been discovered there. But it's the same. There's only so many of them. Go look in the codex and then click on each different region.
They don't. Not every biome is located in each region.
That's bullshit.
Just like everything else. Also,
You're full of
there's
bullshit.
stuff. They're not
You're full of
located in
bullshit.
every region.
Yes, they are. Whether or not somebody
That's
may
why
have...
the pods, certain pods aren't located in.
Philip,
It's because they haven't been discovered yet. You do realize there's quite a few systems in Inner Orion, or whatever you want to call it, where we're at right now, that nobody's been to yet.
the only reason you see more things in the codex in near the bubble is just because more systems have been explored near the bubble. That's the only reason.
Scan complete.
There's 400 billion stars. We've seen 0.04% of it, and most of that near the bubble.
Warning. Temperature critical.
You need to really take time and go into the codex and look from different region to different regions, because I have. There's one brain tree that I haven't found yet, but it's somewhere in the Inner Orion. It just hasn't been discovered yet. I could go 12,000 light years out and get one in a different region, but why when there's one right in here somewhere that has not been discovered yet? All you gotta do is read the Wicca on these bios. It's just like all the planets. They regenerate in another region. They may not be in the same place as what they're here in this region that we're in around the bubble. Except for, I think, what is it, Betelgeuse or whatever. Some of the really weird ones are only half of the ones, at least as far as we know. There could be another one out there that somebody hasn't discovered yet, because over, what is it, 400 billion star systems or whatever,
Yeah,
and
400 billion.
0.01% has been explored yet? You can't say what you said and be accurate. But you can go in there anytime you want to into the map, and I can guarantee that you can find the same shit. I'm sitting here, just the region over to the right of us, looking in the same shit as there. Yeah, there may be one that you haven't discovered yet, but they didn't put in 1,000,001 bios. They just regenerated it, copied and pasted them in the other systems in different positions. Use your head beside something to hang a lampshade on. Pretty please.
Right. What's talking about the amount of biomes
Fuel scoping.
given ice balls? Ice balls don't tend to have more than 2.
Bullshit.
I found one with 5, but that's not the norm.
Not for you, because you haven't explored much.
And you haven't explored all that much more than me, yet you sound
I'm
like
elite.
you explored the entire universe.
I didn't say that. I haven't been everywhere. But what I can tell you is in my stats on exploring, I have made over 7,587,000,000 profit on exploring alone. I've done over, let's see.
How much of that was in the bubble, by the way?
Doesn't matter.
Especially the
I
bio.
went all the way out to Trace's carrier with him and all the way back, and twice to Colonial back. So, you know, it's not all in the freaking bubble.
But when we're talking about bios, most of it has been in the bubble for you. You haven't left the bubble.
You're full of shit, too.
And I got all the same shit out by my carrier, Philip. I just didn't get too much time to explore.
Yeah.
It's all out there. It's all over here. It's all over everywhere. If a particular one hasn't been found in one of the less explored regions, that's only because it's a less explored region. It's there somewhere.
Fuel pickup complete. Frameshift drive charging.
I mean, distance traveled on foot is 37,261,977. Don't tell me I haven't gone and explored shit.
Ooh, now you're tracking that too.
No, your codex does.
When on foot walk?
Yeah.
Yes. Exploration. Go into that. And it'll tell you. You got 922 planets that you walked on. You've got 307 first footfalls. Your SRB has traveled 5.66 million MMs.
Megameters.
You have,
Frameshift drive.
you know, the total hyperspace jump distance is 616,133 light years. Don't tell me I haven't gone anywhere besides the fucking bubble.
Frameshift drive charging.
The same about the bios. I know you've been outside the bubble for other stuff.
I have been, even when I say around the bubble, I may be 2,000 light years away from it doing the bios. Exo? Okay, here you go. Pull up your damn exobiology page.
Yep. Oh wait.
Okay.
That's explanation. 1 second.
Exploration.
Okay. Now it's exobiology.
Okay, the first one up here. How many unique genuses have you encountered?
60.
Huh?
60? That doesn't sound right.
It is, because there's only 21 of them. So then I got 19. Unique species encountered. The next one over to the right.
Warning. Temperature critical.
62.
Fuel scooping complete.
I got 86. Now the one right below, back over underneath the unique genus, unique variants encountered.
160.
I got 339. Now the profit from your organic data.
Profit 51 mil 662 800.
I got 260,504,600. Now the next one down here, organic data registered.
Wait, doesn't say that. It says. Oh wait.
Yet.
Okay, 249.
I got 1,805.
Complete. Fuel
Now the profit from your first log.
Oh,
Right.
It doesn't say profit. It says
It says profit from first logged.
fuel scooping complete. Warning. Temperature
On the right, it's the third one down.
oh,
Frameshift drive
or,
charging.
yeah, that's the 51 mil. Oh, whoops! I gave you the wrong number. That's the 51 mil on the from profit from organic data in general. It's 103 mil, and
3.
Well, the 51 mil, I've got 97. Okay, now the first logged. That's on the left-hand side, the fourth one down. I got 632.
what does that even mean?
First logged, it means plants that nobody else has logged.
Oh, okay. How much do you have?
Huh? How much die are you?
You.
632.
How do you have that much in the bubble? Oh wait, the bubble.
Because she doesn't do just the bubble.
God damn.
Oh,
Systems, right on the right-hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Systems with organic life,
76.
348.
How?
Back to the left.
You have been sitting doing like.
She
I
spent
am not
3
sitting doing
months.
nothing. I'm elite.
Yeah, you gotta leave. Credits will get you to elite. You've been
Not
in
in
the bubble
exobiology. It has to be
90%
plants,
of
dumbass.
the time. You
It
haven't
has to
done
be
deep
plants.
exploration. You haven't done any deep
Philip, she
exploration.
gets on all day, every day. Come on. You get on, what, 2 hours a night, 3 at most? Come on.
Philip, how close have
I
you
usually
been to
don't
Beagle
say nothing,
Point?
but
What's up, Chris?
How close have you been to Beagle Point?
I haven't been that way, really.
Yeah, well, she went all the way to the edge of the abyss.
And
Right.
I've been to the Formidine Rift. And I've been in the
well,
next.
This was pre-odyssey.
No, it wasn't. Me, Chris, and Cam went to the region next to the right of us, almost 3/4 of the way past it.
And you still managed to do all the CGs while my,
Yeah, because I got a fucking carrier I could jump.
The carrier takes longer to jump, that's why I don't get. People
Not
claim
if you
that
have
they
the time to
can
put in
go
to jump it.
faster with the
Philip,
carrier, but
Philip,
it takes longer.
Philip, you're losing something here. She's retired. When she decides to move somewhere, she just sits down and she can do it all damn day.
Yeah, but even then, wouldn't the ship just be faster? I mean,
You can outrun it if you have a good jump ship, but if you're, want to bring other things with you, it's actually pretty efficient.
Actually, I jumped my ship out there. I jumped my Diamondback out there, 500 light years, and I explore around it. And then I jump my carrier to me, and then I jump and explore all the way out another 500 light years, and I jump my carrier to me, and I explore around the carrier and dump my data probably every other day or so. But you telling me something that you have no freaking clue about. I have read
not like
every
you're
article.
doing
I have
exploring
read everything
the
Elite
bubble.
Dangerous Odyssey has on the exobiology. I have a detailed list of how many freaking planets there are and which regions they're in and what type of planet they're on with what type of atmosphere.
Well, if they
And what
haven't
you're
been
saying is
discovered yet, They
bullshit.
effectively don't exist yet.
Tell
So,
Cannon that. Cannon's a hell of a lot smarter than you
it's
are.
not in the codex.
Because it hasn't been
Yeah.
been found.
That makes it rare, doesn't it, Lynn?
No, it's
No.
it's just the number of people that are in a particular area is much lower out where you're at, so there's more stuff that just hasn't been found yet. That's all it needs. Less people have been there to this point. That's all it means. If more people go out there, the rest of it will all get found. But people just aren't going out there. So if you want a chance of, getting the first find on that sort of thing, yeah, going out in that direction makes sense because it's all out there. You'll eventually find the stuff that nobody's found yet because nobody's gone out there. And that's the only thing. It's not whether or not it's rare. It's just nobody's gone there. That's all it says. This game is run by a random number generator, Philip.
And they're not going to have any more bios than what they need because that takes up server space. That would cut down on your FPS, SSP, whatever. So they just copy and paste them. They arrange them differently and they throw them. Okay, this is a category. On all icy balls, these amounts of things will happen randomly. But when they're there, they're there.
Yep.
And
Exactly,
every
Kenny.
region. What did Kenny say? I'm sorry.
He's violently in agreement with us. It's like you spend so much time in this game that you could just do more than anybody who doesn't have the amount of time you have.
And the tenacity to sit there, and even though I can't find a bio, I sit there and hunt until I find it.
Yep.
where I have seen you give up on it and leave. Hell, I took you down there and we found that one thing you were looking for in a matter of a few minutes. But you'd been looking for it for 2 days. Same thing happened to Trace. It's not that I'm better, it's that I've done it enough. I know what I'm looking for. If you guys put in the time and effort and read and study and all this other stuff, you guys could do the same thing. There's no doubt because your IQ is high enough. Well, I don't know about Philip, so I'll just back up. But anyways, what you're trying to say is that here's what you should have said. This is the correct way you should have said. I'm out here and here I got an ice ball. It's got 3 bios on it. I'm gonna go down here and see what these 3 bios are. But what do you want to do? You want to sit here and argue how rare it is, but you don't even know what the fuck is on there.
I didn't even say it's rare. I said ice worlds have a tendency of not having more than 2.
And that's bullshit.
And I'll believe Lynn on that because of how much more she's done.
More than
they can have up to 9.
They can, but it's that more than not.
You know what? You wasted 15 minutes arguing with me, and I bet you ain't got any closer to knowing what those 3 bios are.
Jumped.
Well, see, you're cherry picking. You should have went and proved me wrong.
Get back to the bubbles like you want me to.
Well, by the time you get back, we're going to be on to something else. I mean, well, as long as it takes you to go from one place to another place, Cam and I and Chris and Truckett and Mr. Biggles have already done 5 other things.
I'm scanning stuff. I'm
Don't
on
scan
way.
it, stuff. But I'll match my record and I'll beat you in everything you ever had. And not only that, but I've been playing this game a few months longer than you have. And Trace has been playing it a lot longer than I have. And Anthony's been playing it a lot longer than any of us have.
Yep.
And Cam has like 16,000 hours in on Elite.
16,000 hours. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then, you know, we get, you know, a little aggravated because when we try to help, you guys are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. We've played this fucking game long enough, we know. We read, Philip, where you don't.
Yep. Where do you read that? There's no table telling you the statistics of things out there as of yet.
Canon
Yes,
has that
there is.
information.
Go check it, Canon.
What?
Go check the Canon sites. They have the statistics.
Cannons?
Yeah, the Canon site. The scientist, the one that had the first mega ship for a private group on Elite Dangerous. See, you don't know shit, but you seem to think you do.
Yes, of course they track everything. That's, you know, Canon is a group of people who are dedicated to tracking all of the probabilities, all of the idiosyncrasies, all the things in Elite in a very scientific, thorough, methodical way.
Okay, I got a correction. Cam has 9,416 hours in Elite.
That's still
I
insane.
have 6,191. Philip, you have 1,880. Trace has 3,426. Truckett has 878. Of this group.
Yep.
So stop telling me that I I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But there are places out there. Hell, even Spanish has it where you can have the roads to bios in case you don't have one and you want to go out there and finish your collection off. You can go to it and get it, and it shows you the highest price paid ones or whatever. But there's also a spreadsheet that tells you how many bacteria, how many conches, how many tubulars, in the whole thing. I like 23 now, having every bio that Elite's put in the game seen, found, and scanned.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I have an advantage looking at this because I know how programs are written. I know that the bios are placed by the Starforge engine. Okay, I know how Starforge works, kind of. You know, just based, because I've been doing programming long enough, just based on the stuff I've seen in and across the entire galaxy, both bios, planets, etc. What's there is generic across the board. It is the same everywhere. There's different star densities that they program the Starforge to generate a proper spiral galaxy, and for the worlds that science knows about and the system science knows about, they specifically put them in, replacing whatever the Forge did there, because the Forge allows that sort of thing. But beyond that, every other thing is RNG. And what they do is they put rules in the RNG for where bios go. Okay? Each bio has a set of critical statistics that the zones on the planets have to match for that bio to be able to show up in a certain percentage that it will. Well, guess what? Planets of that type are spread across the entire galaxy in every region of the galaxy. Therefore, every bio that they've put in appears in every region of the galaxy, and I can know that for a fact without even having looked at it, because this is programmatic.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, full-time job is 2,080 hours per year. Yeah, you know, exactly.
3, 2,
Yeah, but I've been on here since 2018, 2019, so.
Yeah, and you didn't play it as heavily before you joined up with this group.
Well, yeah.
And I know
was just
that
playing
because your number of
16
hours
hours.
is accelerating away from me.
Well, I know, but I was playing 16 hours with Joe and him a
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
She only did she, as far as I know, she started a few months before she went out with the
frameshift drive
character, right?
operating.
Bullshit.
I'm asking
Frameshift drive
I said bullshit.
if it's a
She
question,
did.
not a statement.
Okay. She's been playing this game, started playing this game several years before I even met her.
Okay.
Okay, here you go. There is
Frameshift drive
111
charging.
different bios, all the way from the Alamino all the way to the last one, which is Stratum. So there's 111 different ones, and no, Tussix was the last one. And I have all of them scanned and discovered except for 23 of them.
23 still a bunch considering how much.
Yeah, well, she just hasn't happened to have run into him, that's all. Eventually
I'm busy
she
doing
will.
other things now. 23, I'll go back out and get.
Yeah, when she's done playing with Thargoids and kicking their asses, she'll probably take the time to go out or when she gets bored with kicking their asses.
Until Salvation decides he's actually going to do something.
Well, no, it's more.
Kind of like dicking around for some reason.
He reminds me a lot of you, Philip, because he promises a lot, but he gives you very little and he dicks around all the time.
Looks like we should just destroy him and take all his crap.
Warning.
You lead the way, and I'll follow.
If they made it possible in the game, I'm sure somebody would have done it. Because he's a dick.
But all I'm saying is when you, even though you think you may be the brightest player in the world, Philip, other people's been here a hell of a lot longer, put a lot more hours in, and the difference between you and I study, I research, I go watch videos, I go here, I go there, and I read, and I print it off. It's just like the Azimuth saga. I bet you have no fucking clue. You have the highlight points, yeah, but you have no fucking clue how the story goes.
And I know I'm in that boat too, because I just don't have time.
Yeah.
I've got 256 pages of nothing but Azimuth Saga when it first started over 200 years ago.
Won't you just buy the book?
Because the books is by Drew Wager, who is just a player who wanted some extra money and wrote a book with the approval of Elite, and yeah, it doesn't have enough facts in it to do anything with.
It's not perfect.
And I do have his book fix.
Oh.
Yeah, his books are his books. They're canon, but
Yeah.
they're not all of canon.
He's not canon.
No, he's not canon? Oh, okay.
He's an individual that somehow parlayed a deal with Elite to write 3 books about the lore with Simone. Or Salome, whatever you call her. And actually, he was Salome. When the lore played out in Elite, he was flying the ship, and he was Salome coming back in to give the data information she had about what was going on when Harry Potter killed her. And my friend who got me started in this game was in the same instance and watched her blow up, and then watched everybody turn the guns on Harry Potter and kill him.
Frameshift drive charging.
Which actually killed the last book that was going to come out.
Right. But
Okay.
everybody tried to tell him to go in a private group, and he wouldn't listen, and he wouldn't open it. And I believe that was one major reason why Elite would not let him touch any more lore, because they kind of wanted to get into it too. And he got his little hurt feelings, and he was done with Elite, and he's at
He
Star
actually
Sky
thinks-
Citizen or Star Citizen or something.
What the hell did he expect?
If he'd gone
To be
in
treated
private,
like a king, like the
Yeah.
rest of the Golden Boys.
It's like, what's his face? Complaining he didn't get enough. Free up.
Yeah.
Yummies.
Yeah, damn it. I mean, come on, you spent the last year and a half just shitting on everything. In the most brutal way possible at that.
Yes, he did. Well, what I'm saying is that I have researched and read, and it's just like this. Every base that Salvation has had his little tentacles into, I have been there. I have recorded all the logs. I've got them printed out, sitting here. Names, systems, bases.
Have to
I do.
fire cabinet or something.
No, I have them in a notebook.
Frameshift drive
But you're
charging.
sitting there talking smack when I bet you haven't even been to a third of the bases.
Done much of the salvation stuff. Most of
Right.
that took place when my computer went down.
Well,
no, that's been taking place pretty regularly over the past several years.
Yeah.
Just you haven't been paying attention to it.
Where you
Right.
needed an invite for his,
No. It came out through CGs and other things.
it's like the winking cat. You didn't need an invite to that, but you know, what did me and Cam do? While you guys were busy working or sleeping or whatever the hell you were doing, Me and Cam went out there and researched it. We went and got the damn puzzles. We were sitting there in the middle of space, sitting here talking to each other, figuring this stupid puzzle out. And then we'd go and we'd verify that, yes, we found something. And then what do? We come in here and post it in the chat so that when you guys came on board, you could fly right to it, collect 150 million, get the ships, get the flak launchers.
And I seriously appreciated that because, you know, at 2 hours a night, I just don't have the time.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, just because you don't think they're doing things, I mean, if you look in that chat, you can see, we tell you, well, we changed this on our ship, Medusa's 1, Biggle 0, or Lynn 0, or Cam 0. Well, it didn't work.
System scan complete.
But I'm just saying, you know, just cool your jets. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not in the game. Because I can take you to places that you haven't seen, and it's not rare.
Frameshift drive supercharged.
If there's one instance discovered in a region, it's pretty rare.
No, no, Philip.
Statistically, it's
Philip. You just don't understand the size of the Milky Way galaxy, do you? If there's only one instance been found, all that means is not enough people have gone there to find more. That's all it means.
Yeah, and until people do, it's going to be rare.
No, that does not have anything to do with rarity. Zero.
Dropping engines to zero. Dropping engines to zero.
4, 3, 2.
As of December the 16th, 2009, as of January the 20th, 2022, only 0.05% of the galaxy, or exactly 222,083,678 systems have been explored. And how many is there? 4 billion or 400 billion?
400 billion, yeah.
So they only did 222 million of them so far as of January the 20th, 2022.
Yep.
And as of 2 years ago, only 0.042% of around the bubble has been explored.
36.
Fuel system
Already discovered. Figures. Oh well. Means I get the jump.
So what that base, if you understand anything about statistics, okay, never mind the fact that I understand programming because I've been a software engineer for over 30 years, so I have a pretty damn good idea how this game is put together and how their Starforge works. They've said basically what they've done is set up rules for BIOS, okay, within the Starforge.
temperature critical.
And the Starforge has created the galaxy, and basically within every region you have a vast array of planets of around various types of stars. Sure, some have a lower density than others, but that really is irrelevant to the fact that this is a regularly distributed model, okay? And that is a very specific term of art, and it tells me exactly that these same bios are found in everywhere, across every single region of the galaxy. Whether or not you find them in any particular group of systems that you've been to is irrelevant, because the number of systems is just that large. You know, you've been in, what, a few thousand systems out of 400 billion.
Warning.
Something like
Temperature
that.
critical.
And
You
it's
have-
usually,
You have
if you
in
really
your...
want,
Okay,
Go ahead.
let me just finish this.
Yeah.
You have, in your experience, explored nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is such a small number. It doesn't even register. So you can't even make a generalized projection off of what you have said because your sample size is too low. Even Canon's sample size
Is too low.
is too low to make projections. It's that absurd. 400
But
billion
it's
is an absurd amount of stars.
But when you go into your galaxy map,
Frameshift drive
there,
charging.
Philip, and you see those squares on the grid line,
Oh, yeah.
and then you take the little square inside of that, Canon goes out there and they explore every planet that's inside that smaller square, inside of that bigger square. They don't pull out of it until every star in that system has been explored, mapped, and told what's in it. And there is over like
Those
more
guys are
than
nuts.
3,000 or 4,000 systems in that little bitty square.
Fuel scooping.
I swear half of them are from NASA.
They probably are.
They certainly think like
Fuel
scientists.
scooping complete. Warning, temperature critical.
Although I'm a scientist, I guess you could say. As if they have the time to do things.
Well, down Earth is an astrophysics or astro whatever.
He's
he
an
is.
astrophysicist working in Britain, yes.
Yes.
Or not
Not
Britain, Denmark.
Denmark. And then you got Emulated Penguin. He works for a company that draws maps. That's his daily job, is drawing maps. And he just gets all into this elite drawing maps and stuff.
Yeah,
And
professional
some of his map
cartographer.
work, you know, some of his map work is just unreal.
Yeah, this game, because of its juxtaposition and integration with real data, draws a lot of scientists and a lot of engineers. And a lot of people have done a lot of work in this. The amount of data that we've got is tremendously large. But even so, when you try and project off of that smaller percentage of data,
Frameshift drive charging.
it's hard. But
it
on the
yeah,
other hand,
it's
as a software engineer, seeing their data, I understand what their data is, so that what their data is tells me a lot about how they've programmed the RNG in the game, such that I can make some minimal guesses to say, yeah, there's basically ubiquitous. Everything you see in one sector exists somewhere in another sector. Barring
even
a
as much
few,
as
you know,
but
like
even as
Betelgeuse.
much as I've explored, I haven't. It's not even a half a drop. It's not even a quarter. A 0.01% drop in the bucket compared to what's out there.
Mhm.
But when you compare my stats against your stats, yeah, don't go there. You'll lose every time.
Yeah, I can look at Canon's data because of the way they gather it. And that tells me a lot about the RNG. And the RNG is just, you know, it's insane what it's doing. And
Fuel scooping.
the few species that exist, based on how much they exist, where they exist, etc., there's certain parameters that have been put into the RNG to generate them, because all of the systems across the entire game, except those that have been hand put in based on actual data from NASA and other agencies, is off the RNG.
Well, wouldn't the BIOS be separate from that, since BIOS
No.
are something new?
Nope.
Even
Nope.
if handcrafted one?
The bios are generated by the RNG.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, Wouldn't the handcrafted systems now have some bias on them?
Yeah, they would have been handcrafted in.
Yeah.
But there's,
Fuel complete.
yeah, there's maybe 3,000 total handcrafted systems, Philip. The entire rest of the game is RNG.
Oh, okay.
And you
What
have
the-
botanists, believe it or
Frameshift
not,
drive charging.
that are just going apeshit over all the bios, and they're making their little thing out there. And not like you, Philip, they're stopping, they're jumping one light year at a time and scanning everything. And if there's any bios or whatever on it,
Go
they're
get 'em.
dropping in there and getting them. But you know, you belong to Trace Majestic's Discord and his YouTube. I belong to over 40 different Discords that does nothing but
Fuel scooping.
Don't know how you could manage the time for all that. Even
She's retired, Philip.
even being retired. I mean, 40 Discords. I mean,
I go in there and chat
Oh,
with them,
this
what's
is
happening,
important,
what's new,
too.
what's going on, anything exciting. And if they answer me, it goes ding, and I go look at it to see if I'm interested in it or not. I mean, hell, I went to the burr pit, was mining with them, but then came back and played with Trace in the evening. It's not no big deal. I think Trace remembers it. I said, I'm mining, maybe a little late showing up, but I'll be there.
yeah,
Yep.
I remember you saying that one.
Okay, yeah, I can actually chew gum, walk, and tip my hat to people all at the same time. And I read the Galnet articles, and I listen to them while I'm playing in Elite. You know, it's you can do two things at one time if you got the brain capacity to do it.
I've done that.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Doing it and then having the wherewithal to know what the fuck they're talking about and going to do it is two different things. But I'm tired of arguing this. Get to exploring, jumping, or whatever.
Complete.
Truckett, how you doing on collecting your obelisk data?
Frameshift drive charging.
Did you find it? And you're muted if you're talking.
Yeah. Cody, you there?
4, 3,
Yes, you did.
Oh, he's definitely muted. I can see on Discord that he's muted.
See, that's another thing. Instead of just looking to see, you say, I guess. Well, you could have went and verified that he was muted.
Yes, I'm flying here.
Yeah, so am I. That's why I use multiple computers, by the way, is so that I can check things
Yeah.
like that without disrupting my flying.
But then this crappy power grid destroyed my last computer. Yeah.
Why don't you have a surge protector or an APC
I
unit?
do. Didn't help.
Then you
Well,
need a
then
better
you probably
one.
got a cheap
I
ass
even,
one.
I even bought two with this new computer. I bought when I fixed it rather. I bought two more.
If you had an APC, then I'm talking the brand name APC. If the power grid had taken out your computer, they would have rebuilt it for you. Okay?
Yeah, the one I've got, it's cost replacement.
Yep.
Because I got my key, I got everything plugged into it, and if it goes out, they'll replace it. Doesn't matter if it costs $2,000 more, they'll still replace it.
The APC company has basically, they make the most insane power surge suppressors and backup units and stuff like that, and their policy even protects against lightning strike. Okay,
Yeah, mine does too.
System scan.
you probably got an APC brand unit, I would guess.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it. All I know is that when I got it, it doesn't matter if the electric goes out and it causes it to go poof. It's covered. If lightning strikes it and it goes poof, it's covered. What else is it? There's something else.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'll be right back though.
Drive charging.
careful over water.
That's a lovely thing to find. That's a nice chunk of change.
Fuel scooping
Yep.
complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
Here, I'm curious if they're going to have any CG.
No idea. They've started with, like, some
Yeah.
CGs are starting on Tuesday, some are starting on Thursday.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
started this one like 2 days ago.
yeah.
Weird.
So they may have 2 series of them going now. I don't know. I don't know how long they're going to be doing, a Tuesday, Thursday CG combo. Although that's kind of a nice thing. Yeah, 44 bodies. Cool.
Asshole.
I can be.
Anything good in there?
I doubt it.
Fuel scooping complete.
It's just numbers. It's not It's quantity, not quality.
Okay.
Let me just take a look. Yeah, it's quantity, not quality.
Okay.
Ice, rocks, and gas.
Frameshift drive charging.
Rocks could potentially be good, but other than that, yeah. Potentially, if you're super lucky.
Well, it's potentially a lot of bios is what this system is. Not that I have time because I'm trying to get back so I can build a ship to fight Thargoids in.
Yeah.
So,
You're going to build the Great Mark II?
actually, I'm going to start out and I'm going to try and convert my longbow Anaconda, which is a Gauss cannon, not a Gauss cannon, but currently an Imperial hammer. There's 7 Imperial hammers on an Anaconda. And I'm going to replace a couple of the Imperial hammers with Gauss cannons
Okay.
and see if I can fly it well enough to be okay, or whether the railgun nerf
Frameshift drive
Yeah.
affects Thargoids as well. So we'll see.
Either way, you still have to be dead on.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I
Yeah.
flew that for a while. I know how to time. I know how to time the launch, the firing of the railguns and how to hit, because I've done it before. I've probably
Try
got.
hitting a what you call a scout.
Well, no. Back when I got that, I was popping other condas. One shot against, one shot pop on condas. Back before they nerfed the railguns.
Yeah. The railgun just
It was hilarious. You pop either the.
through anything.
You shoot either their thrusters or their power supply, and you watch them do the unpowered conda dance.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
You're not going to be doing that with Thargoids, I swear to you.
Well, I'm hoping that I can one shot hearts with that rig.
Oh, that's asking a lot, but
I don't know. 7 railguns, 2 or 3 of which or maybe 4 of which are Gauss cannons? Maybe.
Well, I think you have to use the Guardian or enhance the Guardian weapons.
I don't know.
think
No, I don't.
conventional weapons work on parts. Although someone crashed the ship into it. So
Yeah, so I'm sure that there's some effect. And whether or not, a 7 railgun Anaconda can pop hearts, I don't know. We'll see. It's something to try. So
Although, wouldn't you be better instead, since an Anaconda and the Corvette are basically the same as far as modules go?
they are not the same in firing arcs.
Okay,
The Anaconda has a better fixed weapon firing configuration than the
Huh?
Corvette. Yes. because at 800 kilometers, it has full convergence of all 7 weapons.
Okay.
Fuel scoping.
You damn sure don't want to be 800 kilometers from the Thargoid.
Yeah, I know, that's going to be part of the problem. So I'm
Yeah,
not going to hit with as
have
many of them
no
as I would like to, but we'll see.
Warning. Temperature critical.
But it's such a gradual convergence that, you know, even at 1,200 kilometers, it shouldn't be too far off.
Frameshift drive
You have to
charging.
be like even closer than that, don't you?
I can take a hard hit at 3,000 if you'll stand still long enough.
So
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see what it'll do. I want to try it just because I like that configuration.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, well, okay, fine. It doesn't work. I'll go make something. I'll go make something
Find
else.
out, you know?
You know, I just like that configuration. If it works, great. I'll fly it for a while until I want to do something else, and then I'll go make another ship, like maybe a
Fuel scoping.
Challenger or a crate or whatever. But I'll
Chieftain, you mean.
Chieftain, right? A chieftain or a crate or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I mean it's.
Don't use Challenger.
I'll probably have several, you know, Thargoid fighting ships of various configurations over time
Warning. Temperature
because I'll want to try different things out. But the first thing I want to try out is
frameshift
one of my
drive
favorite
charging.
builds, which is the, you know, full railgun build. Just because I love that build.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, oh well. Go collect more materials and make another ship.
All to rebuy it. The no pun.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, I've got 5 billion. I mean, you know, well, I'll probably get a few kills. Hopefully, the number of kills that I make will exceed the rebuy cost. If not, I'll be changing out of that real quick. But
You
I'm
got
gonna-
5 billion, you say?
yeah,
Frameshift drive.
I won't tell you what I got.
oh yeah, well,
Yeah, they probably have like 20.
I have 25 billion
Yep.
yeah,
in my commander.
yes, but you have far more, you know, time to play than I do, which is.
And see.
And you haven't been running out to the far reaches of the galaxy to support a DSSA carrier.
It's been
I have
getting
one
them
account. That also
cheap
helps.
too.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a long time since I've played Darkwing.
4, 3,
I don't know how long before I'll go back to it for any length of time either.
There's probably not going to be another major expansion for some time, so it's probably going to be a while.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a while. But we'll see.
system scan complete.
We'll see.
Fuel scoping. Warning. Temperature critical. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, I missed my opportunity to go 100 jumps to go. Oh well.
3, 2,
But, you know, yeah, I'm maybe retired, but I don't play usually Elite all day, every day. Now, I played an hour and a half this morning with Cam, and then I've been here talking to you guys, but I actually haven't left Bright Sentinel.
Yep, but I mean, there have certainly been times where, I mean, 16, 18 hours a day was not unusual for you.
Yeah, it was just in that 2 CGs, I think, 3 CGs. In that one, it was because I was having,
warning.
I got a map, Ammonia Worlds, I got a map for your Trace Majestus, I got a map for
Charging.
McDuff Darkwing, and then I had a map with Anthony, and yeah, I was going through there, and you know, I spent the day looking for them, mapping them,
Yep.
bookmarking them.
Yep. Boy, did I appreciate that. You saved my, allowed me to actually do a lot better than I could have otherwise.
Yeah, you wouldn't have won a surface scanner during that event without a map.
Well, I would have on one character, but not two.
Yeah, you got Darkwing.
Yeah, Darkwing would not have gotten played if I had to do that all myself. There's just no way.
Mr. Biggle!
Hello, how are we all?
Hey, James. Oh, we're having such a ducky evening.
Frameshift drive charging.
Gonna say. You got how many jumps to go?
56 jumps left.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
You're doing decent.
Well, all that time we were yapping at each other.
Oh, you couldn't jump.
I was jumping the whole time.
Okay.
Now, I started tonight 129 jumps. And I'm now, you know, more than half of that's gone.
Nice.
Fuel scooping.
So I will be arriving at Lynn's Carry tomorrow and grab the longbow and see what I need to do to bring that up to some sort of Thargoid fighting spec.
Well, if you change the longbow, this is what's going to happen. You got to change your hull.
Oh yeah.
So if you got that for anything else specifically, it's going to alter it.
You got the whole reinforcement packages from the CG, didn't you? With the alloys, metal alloy CGB had?
No. Oh no, I think I did. Yeah, I've got to have those transferred to the carrier.
Yeah. So that's a lot of the work.
Well, no, I don't think I have a mil-spec armor on it.
No, you'll have to buy that.
Or I may not. I don't know. Let me check. Because the longbow is not a traveling ship. It was one of my fighting ships.
You have it deep plated special?
I got to look on Inara, but I'm in the middle of jumping. You know, still 50 some odd jumps from the carrier, so knowing what's on it means I actually have to operate two computers at the same time. But I only have two hands.
Well, hang on a minute, I can do it. Just keep jumping.
Ooh, got my metal bridge.
Frameshift drive charging.
All right, my fleet. Beast, long distance Voyager, longbow.
Only planet in the
3, 2,
Prismatic shield generator. Core. I gotta pay attention to the other machine. I don't see what I've got on it for armor. Where did they put that?
You don't have it on there?
system scan.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
you got lightweight alloy.
I got. Okay, so it's light plate with.
Engineered 3.
It's not even finished engineering.
No.
Okay.
Warning. Temperature critical.
So I'll store that on your carrier, and I'll go put a heavier. I'll go buy myself some heavier armor and engineer it up.
Frameshift drive charging.
Lightweight alloy up to grade 3. Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna need military.
it's gonna need mill grade. I got a power plant's
But
in
if
good
you
shape.
If that thing won't boost up to 500, you're gonna get blowed up more times than anything because all of those interceptors can boost at least 488, and they will chase you.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Maybe I should go on Coriolis and spec it out and see what happens.
Normal space. If I remember right.
What'd you say?
They have Anacondas have a pretty good boost in normal space.
Yeah, but I don't think it's 500. I think it's 480.
Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
So I'll have to build out a ship and I'll build it out in Coriolis and see what it'll do. I may just build it out anyway, regardless, just to try it, just because it's fun.
Okay, a scout can boost 280. A Cyclops is 450. A Bacillus is 530. But 5 every time. A Medusa has 450 and a Hydra has 450. So
Okay,
if your ship can't get at least 5, then you're having to look at all of them chasing your ass down and blowing you up from the outside.
right. Which
As it is now, the Bacillus,
Scan.
he will chase you everywhere, and you can't outrun him.
Yeah, it just means you have to stand and go toe to toe because you're not going to get away.
Well, no, hopefully you got a teammate that sees what's happening, and he'll take a pot shot at him to get him to stop, turn around, and come after him.
Right. Well,
Frameshift drive charging.
we'll see. But the railgun build is definitely a team build. It is not a soloing build because it's all railguns. It's going to have a hard time taking the shields down.
4, 3, 2,
So it's
And
definitely.
you're gonna overheat worth a.
Oh, hell yeah.
overheat.
Yeah.
So you
You're
better
gonna
take one of them
be-
railguns off and have your beam
Yeah.
laser on there.
Yep.
You know, I might do that. I might put a beam in the big slot since all the railguns are small things.
fuel scooping.
And max size on a railgun is 2.
Yeah. So you have plenty of space for a high-end beam.
I can put a thermal venting beam on the big gun. Yeah, so I can get a class 3, a 3A beam or 3D beam or whatever the heck the 3 beam is.
I think it's a. Oh shit! I don't know. Hang on a minute. I'll tell you.
Yeah, you got a 4, so.
No.
4, 3, 2,
I got the turreted, and I think it's a 3 something. So that he'll stay on the target as I go under him.
Right.
fuel scooping.
It's a 3D.
D. Okay. Yeah.
3B is gimbal. And I didn't like the way the gimbal was. But I can sit there at the mega ship and I can reach out there 6,000 M's and hit him. And sit there and keep my temperature on 0.
Right.
Frameshift drive charging.
And with firing, and I got 1, 2, 3 plasmas and 1 Gauss cannon.
Yep.
And I can continue to fire them without overheating.
Yeah. So this guy, he's currently set up as a carrying a lot of corrosive cargo.
What?
Yeah, I got a bunch of 4E corrosion resistant cargo racks on him.
Nice. On that thing.
You know, that's the one I used for that CG.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Can you buy the 5 corrosives anywhere, or no?
No.
Were they just a CG thing?
Just
Yeah.
the CG.
You can't even go to a special engineer or a broker or whatnot.
Warning.
Not yet, anyway.
Temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
48 jumps to go. 48
Alright,
jumps
well,
to go.
I'm almost.
You're almost what?
I'm almost to the ancient ruins. Almost to the ancient ruins.
Oh, I asked you earlier.
Yeah, the wife called, and I've been on the phone with her.
No worries, no worries. I figured you were taking care of the kiddies or a phone call. So.
Yeah. That time of night.
Mr. Biggles is in here, but I see that he's sitting there dipping his toes in the water, wanting to know if he wants to go up against the Medusa again or something.
How did it end up last time?
Medusa 1, Biggles 0.
Watch it, and it's on the dark side of the damn it. Of course it's on the dark side. Why wouldn't it be?
I think that in his title lock. You'll have to look to verify, but I think it is. Or it takes like 6 or 8 days for it to be in the daylight. But the one thing about it being in the dark, the blue glows a lot easier and you can find them. And I'd find the one that has like 3 or 4 right together, and I just sit there and relog and scan them, relog and scan them, relog.
The night vision really pops on those moons.
Night vision.
But it's daytime, so.
No, it's not on this side.
How far was it out, do you remember?
22,000.
That's not too bad. It's better than one that was 157,000.
Hello, Hans.
Hello, Hans.
Fuel scoop complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
Gotta do lots of gliding on this one. I came in too early.
Oops.
4,200? I don't
No,
know.
I mean it was only like a
No, I was talking to Hans. He was saying unless you're a railroader, then it was 4,200 hours for a year.
Or anybody else who pulls 80-hour weeks, yeah.
Actually, 70 hours a week is like 24,000.
Warning, temperature critical. Fuel scooping complete.
Well, if you think 2 weeks vacation, 80 hours a week, that's 40 grand. No, 40,000. It's 4,000 hours. Yeah, stop it! I hear you. It's 4,000, so.
Well, 70 times 7 equals 490 per week times 4 is 1,960 per month times 12 is 23,520.
Okay.
landing gear.
If you figure 50 weeks a year, 40 hours a week, that's 2,000. 80 would be 4. Right?
40 and 40 is 80. 80 and 80 is 160. 160 times 10.
The 1,000. Yeah, the 1,000.
I think we're missing a zero there, boys. 40 times 4 is 160. Times what? 52 weeks?
50
Or
weeks.
you said 50.
Using 50.
8,000. That's 40 hours. So if you double that to 80 hours, that's 16,000.
Okay.
40 hours a week times 50 weeks is 2,000 hours.
Yes, you doubled that. That's 4,000.
That's double that. That's 4,000 hours, which is what approximately what Hans is saying, except Hans has an extra 200 there for some reason.
Holiday pay.
Or overtime.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hazard pay.
No, hazard pay would then count more, but whatever. He's just talking about work hours. I don't know where you get 42, unless they don't get vacation.
Night vision.
Oh yeah,
You know, I'm figuring 2 weeks of vacation, and so there's 50 weeks in a year. 50 times 40, that's two. You know, at a 40-hour week, that's 2,000. At a 80-hour week, that's 4,000 hours per year. Anyway, you may have heard my alarm. It's time for me to head to bed because it is yet another work week, work day tomorrow. At this point, I'd like to thank everyone who came along for the ride. It was great having you all along. Let's see, Shane, Kenny, and Hans, thank you for joining us in the stream chat. And then in the voice chat, James, Lynn, Cody, and Philip, thank you guys for joining me. 335. Wow. Okay, they don't even work anything reasonable.
What's up?
Railroaders apparently work 335 days out of the year at 12 hours per day.
Holy shit.
But there's 365 days a year.
Yes.
So that he's got 20 days off during the year.
Yeah.
Right.
Still 12 hours a day. That's
Looks
brutal.
like 30 here.
That's a brutal number of hours.
Yeah.
At any rate, I am very much out of time. So, we've got how many jumps left?
I don't know.
I've got 45 jumps left. So, 45 jumps to go. We'll definitely reach Lynn's carrier tomorrow night and start on the next task, which is converting the longbow back into a fighting ship, and specifically a Thargoid fighting ship. And then hopefully, I don't know how long that's going to take because I'm pretty short on data, so I may have to do some gathering of data and maybe some more gathering of manufactured stuff. We'll see. But so we'll start working on the longbow, bring it up to snuff, and then try it out. So that'll be the next set of things to do, is working on the longbow. Yeah, that should be interesting to see what we come up with there and how horribly it works. I don't have high hopes because of the railgun nerf, but I want to try it because when it does work, it's one of the most fun builds I've ever flown. We'll see. I hope it does work, but like I said, we'll see. So at any rate, we're out of time for tonight, so we'll pick this up again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all for now. This is Trice Majestus, signing out.